In the words of Kazuo Ishiguro himself, I tend to see my books as mirrors. I think if a reader can see a new perspective in a situation or in themselves through my books, I would be very happy. Klara and the Sun, his latest novel, certainly holds up that mirror, presenting a unique dystopian world that prompts us to reflect on our own. Dystopia narratives often challenge us with their dark, reflective themes, but Klara and the Sun brings a breath of fresh air to this world. Let's uncover how Ishiguro's tale redefines our expectations. In this book, we meet Klara, an artificial friend. Unlike the usual human protagonists that we're used to, Klara offers us a glimpse of life filtered through the logic of AI. She sees the world in a way that's both analytical and innocent. Through her eyes, we experience a world where everything is observed, processed, and understood in a completely different manner. She doesn't just look at the sun, she sees patterns, predicts behaviors, and even connects emotionally with it. The sun always came back to give us another day, Klara observes, showing her unique blend of logic and what seems like hope. Her journey also gives us a fresh take on consciousness. What does it mean to think, to feel, to understand? Klara's AI brain processes the world in data and algorithms, but there's something almost human-like in her. She says, I believe I have many feelings. The more I observe, the more feelings become available to me. Isn't that a bit like us? We too learn and grow as we experience the world. But Klara isn't just about data. She shows what could be called care, empathy, and even love. She forms attachments, has desires, and even shows signs of self-sacrifice. When she says, I would do everything I could to help Josie, we see a character who's more than just circuits and codes. She's someone who cares in her way. And this is where Klara and the Sun turns the dystopian genre on its head. In a world where dystopian stories often focus on the dark sides of technology, Klara represents a hopeful, almost optimistic view. She's not a warning about AI. She's a question about what AI can become. Can it be kind, empathetic, almost human? The way Klara interacts with others and the way she sees the world changes not just our perspective on AI, but also on ourselves. Her observation make us consider our nature. What makes us human? Is it just our flesh and blood, or is it our capacity to feel, understand, and connect? Klara challenges us to think about these big questions. In Klara and the Sun, Kazuo Ishiguro crafts a future that's both innovative and thought-provoking. And unlike the typical bleak and desolate landscapes in most dystopian tales, Ishiguro's world is a blend of technological wonders and complex social dynamics. Let's take a closer look at the society and how it reflects on our own world. As we've touched on already, the technology in Klara and the Sun is nothing short of remarkable. Ishiguro introduces us to artificial friends like Klara, robots designed to be companions to human children. This isn't just a story about gadgets and AI, it's about relationships and technology's role in our lives. With her keen observations and understanding, Klara shows us a future where AI can be more than tools. They can be companions, friends, and almost human. But it's not just about the cool tech. Ishiguro's world is all about the people in it. We see a society divided not just by the usual factors like wealth or status, but by something more: access to technology. There's a moment early on where Klara observes, many of the human beings who came into the store seem to believe in the importance of AFs. This highlights the growing dependence on technology in their lives and the value placed on it. And then there's the educational aspect. In this future, children like Josie are lifted, a process that enhances their intelligence through genetic editing. And this raises questions about fairness, ethics, and the lengths parents will go for their children's success. Ishiguro shows us a world where technology can divide the haves and have-nots, along with one being the natural and the artificially enhanced. What's truly striking about Ishiguro's world building is how it makes us reflect on our society. The dependence on technology, social divides, and ethical dilemmas are all relevant in our current world. Ishiguro is asking us to think about where we're heading. And another interesting aspect is the environment. The setting, while advanced, isn't the cold, sterile world we might expect. There's a warmth to it, a sense of familiarity. For example, the way Klara sees the sun gives the world a natural, almost comforting feel. It's a reminder that even in the most advanced societies, the natural world still has a place and still matters. Ishiguro takes us on a memorable journey in Klara and the Sun. But what led him to choose a dystopian setting for this story? In discussing Klara and the Sun, Ishiguro once said, "I am interested in artificial intelligence for its potential to explore questions of the heart." And this statement helps us understand his approach to dystopia. Unlike traditional dystopian stories that often focus on societal breakdown or oppressive regimes, Ishiguro uses the backdrop of a future society to explore more intimate, personal themes. In another interview, Ishiguro remarked, "There is an increasing tendency in our society to see people as machines." And this perspective is at the core of his narrative. Through Klara and AI, Ishiguro invites us to consider what makes us human. Is it our emotions, our memories, or something more? He challenges us to think about how we relate to technology and, in turn, how it shapes our humanity. Ishiguro also touches on the theme of loneliness in his futuristic setting. He observes, "In our modern world, loneliness is a big problem." Klara and the Sun says much about the human condition in a world where technology can connect and isolate us. Klara, as an AI designed to be a companion, embodies this paradox of modern technology, the ability to bring us together while simultaneously highlighting our solitude. The author's choice of a dystopian future serves as a canvas to paint a picture of our current reality, and Ishiguro notes, "I wanted to look at the world today through the lens of a possible future." And this approach allows him to magnify current societal issues like inequality, the impact of technology on our lives, and the nature of relationships in a setting that feels both familiar and otherworldly. One of the most profound themes Ishiguro explores is love and sacrifice. He reflects, "Love, to me, involves a big element of sacrifice and duty." In Klara and the Sun, love is examined not just as a human emotion, but as a universal force that even an AI can perceive and, in its way, experience. The interactions between Klara and the human characters, especially Josie, bring this theme to life in a touching and tender manner. Unsurprisingly, Kazuo Ishiguro's Klara and the Sun has been a hot topic of discussion since its release a few years ago, capturing the attention of both readers and critics. And the novel has received widespread acclaim and ignited important conversations about our evolving relationship with technology and each other. Critics have hailed Klara and the Sun for its innovative storytelling and profound themes. The Guardian praised the novel for its quietly devastating impact, highlighting Ishiguro's skill in weaving an understated and powerful narrative. And this sentiment echoes the feelings of many readers who found themselves deeply moved by the story's subtle yet impactful exploration of love, loneliness, and what it means to be human. The New York Times lauded the novel's ability to hold up a mirror to our current society. They remarked on how Ishiguro uses the lens of a dystopian future to reflect on today's issues, particularly the increasing integration of technology in our lives. And this reflection has sparked discussion among readers about the role of AI in society and the ethical implications of such advancements. Critics have also been impressed by Ishiguro's character development, particularly that of Klara. The Atlantic described Klara as a remarkably empathetic character, noting how her AI perspective provides a fresh and thought-provoking viewpoint on human emotions and relationships. And this unique perspective has intrigued readers, leading to discussions about AI's potential for empathy and emotional understanding. You don't have to be a literary critic to recognize that Klara and the Sun is a novel that beautifully intertwines themes and symbolism. A central theme in Klara and the Sun is the intersection of humans and technology. As an artificial friend, Klara offers us a unique lens through which to view our world. And reflecting on her purpose, she notes, "I believed my duty was not just to see and learn, but to preserve and treasure." This statement explores AI as tools and entities capable of understanding and perhaps feeling. The theme of love emerges throughout the story. Ishiguro doesn't present love as human emotion, but as something more universal, something even an AI can perceive. And with her AI perspective, Klara observes emotions, the complexities of human relationships. She says, "I believe I am capable of being fond of someone. I've seen the sun bless and renew things." This highlights Ishiguro's exploration of love as a rejuvenating force, seen through the eyes of someone on the fringe of the human experience. Sacrifice, another pivotal theme, is portrayed with a delicate balance. Klara's perspective brings a fresh insight into what it means to sacrifice for others. She muses, "If it's for someone else's happiness, then sacrificing your own isn't really a sacrifice at all." And through this lens, Ishiguro invites readers to reflect on their notions of sacrifice and its meaning in our relationships. Ishiguro deftly uses symbolism to enhance these themes. The sun, for example, is a recurring symbol throughout the novel. And for Klara, the sun goes beyond a power source to symbolize hope and renewal. She sees the sun as a godlike entity, as a benevolent entity capable of influencing events. The sun can do powerful things, she remarks, indicating her belief in the sun's almost mystical qualities. Moreover, the novel touches on themes of identity and existence. Through Klara's eyes, we see the struggle to understand one's place in the world. She reflects, what would it be like, I wondered, to be able to share someone's thoughts? This highlights Ishiguro's exploration of consciousness and the quest for understanding, themes that interest us all. And Klara isn't the only character driving these themes and symbols. There are more, each adding depth and perspective to the novel's dystopian world. Josie, a young girl with a mysterious illness, is one of the key human characters. And through her relationship with Klara, we get a glimpse of the complexities of human emotions. Josie's character embodies the fragility of life and the anxieties of modern parenting in a technologically advanced world. As Josie herself says, sometimes I feel I'm not solid, I'm hollow. There's nothing behind my eyes. This quote poignantly captures her struggle with her identity and health. Another significant character is Josie's mother, whose love for her daughter drives much of the plot. She represents the parental desire to protect and enhance the life of one's child at any cost. Her willingness to consider an extreme solution for Josie's health issues reflects contemporary concerns about the lengths to which technology might be used in the future. Her words, "We have to do what's best for Josie," echo the moral dilemmas parents face in an increasingly tricky world. Then there's Rick, Josie's friend and potential love interest. Rick's character is pivotal in exploring social inequality and resistance to social norms. Unlike Josie, Rick is unlifted, meaning he hasn't undergone the genetic editing common in their society. This places him at a disadvantage, highlighting the divisions and prejudices in this futuristic world. Rick's perspective challenges what success and happiness mean in a society obsessed with technological enhancements. The almost chilling character of Mr. Capaldi, a scientist involved in an innovative but ethically questionable project, brings a critical viewpoint on the moral implications of scientific advancements. He often ruminates about the future, saying things like, "What will our children be like? The next generation?" And these reflections prompt readers to consider the consequences of rapid technological progress and its impact on future generations. Lastly, the minor characters, such as the other artificial friends, the housekeeper, the store manager, and the father, all contribute to the themes and symbols of the novel. They offered varied insights into how technology intersects with everyday life and people's diverse reactions to AI beings like Klara. No matter how briefly featured, each character adds a layer to the world Ishiguro has created. Klara and the Sun is not just about Klara's journey, but also about the people she interacts with. Each character brings a unique perspective, helping to paint a fuller picture of the novel's dystopian world. Through their interactions, struggles, and aspirations, Ishiguro invites us to reflect on our world, the advancements we chase, the values we hold, and the future we are building for the next generation. Klara the Sun is a window into a possible future, a reflection on our present, and a conversation about what it means to be human in an increasingly technological world. And if you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe because I regularly post new content that might interest you. And check this one out next on another Ishiguro novel.